The purpose of my research was to explore sports coaching realities in South Africa by engaging with national athletes, national sports coaches, and national sports coaching leaders as research participants. In view of the context of this, I looked at the following objectives: to review the literature on reported experiences of sports coaches, sports coaching for national athletes and for national sports coaches. Then to review the literature on the experiences of National Federation sports coaching leaders. And I also looked at two more, which was to review the existing international and national sports education programs. And the final one was to review the relevance of the socioeconomic indicators that impacted on the sports coaches. As a result of this, I attempted to be truthful to the development needs of the athletes and sports coaches alike, so that they could perform at a global level. I also wanted to acknowledge the 515 participants who allowed me the opportunity to develop an informed understanding of sports coaching realities in South Africa. Inconsistencies within the sports coaching environment or the system lent itself to conduct this research. As the researcher, I was interested also in understanding why, amongst others, the athletes will continue then to engage with non-professional and often unqualified and inexperienced sports coaches in their own development and performance. The researcher acknowledged the roles and processes, policies, tools, methodologies, the management of technology and the management of people that have been utilized as part of the sports coaching context. And for purposes of this study, I aligned my research with the underlying principles of the ecosystemic thinking as espoused by the well-known systems thinker Bronfenbrenner. Similarly, I acknowledged how then participants applied the practice of experiencing when they demonstrated social and emotional intelligence and engaged in transdisciplinary learning, the competencies and practices which basically related to the management of innovation and the management of people. During my research, the participants also demonstrated the competencies to probe reflected practices whilst demonstrating the practice of facilitation, which is often, I think, difficult and complex conversations, of which both these aspects reflected the manner in which they managed people. My main contributions to the study was that South Africa requires a holistic designed sports coaching system to develop world-class athletes. Representatives in the sports coaching system will need to run this race together. The sports coaching leadership in South Africa need to be more cooperative, collaborative, and inclusive, as they would need to demonstrate real support for sports coaches and athletes. The benefits of my research study and academic community of practice involving the bachelor's degree in sports coaching currently, that this is implemented in the University of Free State, the DaVinci Master's Degree Program and the Higher Certificate Program with the implied focus on sports coaching management, to the establishment of the business, the establishment of the Sports Coaching Lab as a not-for-profit organization intending to be truthful to the development of athletes and sports coaches. To the sports industry, the recommendation then to national federations to appoint national sports coaching leaders, the involvement of the ICCE, which is the International Council of Coaching Excellence, where I currently serve as the co-chair of the Emerging Nations sports coaching project group involving 5 continents to co-create best practices for sports coaching. The establishment of SASCA, which is the South African Sports Coaching Association, to raise the profile of sports coaches, and of course the recognition of prior learning practices in South Africa. This is to redress the past imbalances. The intent of my research is to support the advancement of a robust and professionally formalized sports coaching system, reflecting on the identity and the mindset throughout the ecosystem.